So, I don't know why I made this, but I don't know. I've been thinking about it for a long time now. I've been watching a lot of different YouTubers I really like who are just very low key, good people, and I mean that in a way where I feel like there's a lot of people out there who, they're kind of making content, they're saying things. It's hyperbolic though, and it's not. It almost feels toxic, and I've noticed that the biggest YouTubers that I've really enjoyed have been the ones where I get on and had a shitty day or something's been going on and I'm not watching some bullshit. I'm just watching them talk about their life, feeling like there's just this other human out there, even though if I don't know them, they don't know me, but they're just talking about life and talking about what's going on, and there's just something comforting about that. And to be honest, I don't know if I'll ever even post this, but I just moved to a new city, and I figured it'd be an interesting project. Maybe to talk about a few different subjects I like, and in the same way that a lot of people I've watched recently or in the past have just kind of talk and be there as a human being who just wants to be present to others who need someone to be present. But yeah, I mean, I just moved to a new city. I was originally from the U.S., just moved to Poland, and it was interesting. It hasn't been as bad as I would have thought it would be, as I would have thought it would have been. Just in terms of moving that far. It's a beautiful city in Krakow, and it's just it sounds like a trope, but as an American, everything looks so beautiful. When you're used to new things where nothing's older than maybe 100 years old, now you're looking at things that are older than the oldest buildings in the entire United States, and it's just amazing. And but yeah, I just moved over here, and it's been a great experience. The one thing I've learned, I've moved a lot over the last 6 years. I don't think I've almost ever lived in one spot for more than, at least in the U.S., for more than, let's say, a year at a time, and maybe even less than that at times. And I like that. I kind of like this feeling of moving to a new spot, meeting new people. That initial challenge almost of getting, it's kind of like a game you've never played, and that initial excitement of trying to understand what exactly the rules are, what the people are like. It's never boring. It's difficult, but it's never boring. And I've noticed the hardest things are, it's always the first 3 days. And this is just general advice for moving. I'm sure plenty of people have moved, but whenever you're moving to a new place, especially something long distance like this, there's kind of phases. There's the initial 3 days. That's just kind of when you gotta take care of yourself. You don't know anyone. You don't know the layout of the land. Just get on the ground. Figure out where a nice coffee shop is, a place to buy food, rest, drink water. Don't overthink anything. Don't overthink the decision you made to move to that place. Just think to yourself, what, I'm just taking care of myself right now. And after three or so days has passed, you've gotten a good amount of sleep because you might have been traveling. I know I was super jet lagged when I first got here. And, once you've taken those first 3 days, taking care of yourself, then you can start to think about bigger things, getting to know people, just go around in the world. But after the first 3 days, I've noticed it tends to be the first, week or 2 weeks. Then you really start to dive into the area, get to know people, not really know people, but maybe go to a theater, go to a movie theater, go to a, I don't know, local restaurant. Find spots you like, people you might encounter on a regular basis if you like eating at the same spot, it's all gonna vary. I'm not a very social person myself, but I'm sure the more social types have their own methods. But yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is by week 3 or month in, you're usually fully integrated. Once again, it depends what you're moving for. I moved over here for my post grad, so I kind of have the benefit of essentially, being in a program with a bunch of people around my age. Not everyone has that. So if you're working at a company, get to know people there if you can, and count on your neighbors nearby. But yeah, I'm kind of rambling about myself now. But yeah, I mean, moving's always fun. That's partly why I'm making this, because it feels comforting to kind of just talk to myself. When I first turned this on, I didn't know what the hell I was doing, and now that I'm talking more and more, it feels more normal. That's the best way I could put it. But yeah, I mean, I made this channel basically hoping that just kind of to make, even if no one ever watches it, have a log of things of my journey here, of my journeys to come, wherever those might be. I think it's just an interesting time we're living in where anything you do can be entombed. I was doing I love history, and I love like doing research and all this kind of stuff about, family stuff in the past. And you think about how little we know about so many of the people who basically, made us the people we are now by meeting, your great whatever, who you probably don't even know the name of. I don't know the name of mine. But those people, I mean, if they didn't go to that store that one day, that dance, if they didn't dodge the axe that was swinging at their head in that one battle, you wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here. And the fact that we are is just a miracle of odds in and of itself. But yeah, just glad to be making this channel. Goal is basically going to be ramble about things, show some pictures, do some travel stuff, maybe just talk about life, talk about what's going on in the world, what I'm thinking about things, kind of go from there. If you listened all the way through here, congratulations, because good for you. But it's been a pleasure, and I'm hoping to make this into something interesting, even if it's just for myself. Yeah, thanks.